Simplify your life.
And live with abundance.
This is Just Be Well, the channel about whole life wellness. I'm Tom Sult, a medical doctor and functional medicine practitioner.
I'm Elizabeth, an RN, and also the wellness coach here at Just Be Well.
And here we are in Yosemite Valley, and just out of view behind us is Half Dome, and we'll show you that later. So we're going to talk about simplifying our lives and living with abundance. That seems oxymoronic. How do you do that?
It does, but in reality, less really gives us time for more of the things that we enjoy in life.
There's nothing more valuable than time.
Mm-hmm.
And we squander time on needless nonsense. Simplifying life gives us more time. It gives us more time for play, for work, for reflection, for family, for friends, for adventures. So living simply is really living with abundance.
We are going to teach you how to simplify your life with 5 simple steps.
5 simple steps. It seems 5 simple steps. What is it? Number 1 is rent a large trailer.
Storage locker.
No, it's not. It's not to rent a large storage locker.
Which I think many of us have, which is sad. We have so much things that we can't fit them in our large homes. So we have to rent storage lockers.
We have the biggest homes that any humans on the earth have ever had. And we also have storage lockers, and that's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. So along with having too many possessions, we have too much debt. We buy things that we can't afford to put in lockers that we have to pay for every month.
Or even if we can't afford them, we don't use them.
No.
If you have stuff in a storage locker, and it's not just a seasonal locker, if you have stuff that's been there for 5 years, what are you doing with it, really? Get rid of it. And then you don't have to pay for the storage locker.
Mm-hmm. I recently moved, and it was amazing that I would see things that I haven't seen in 10 years. But when I looked at them, it was so hard to let them go.
Yeah.
I didn't know you existed. I completely forgot about you. But that picture, I just can't let it go. I think I need it.
Well, pictures sometimes are important, but you're not talking about family pictures.
No, I'm talking about a picture on a wall.
Yeah.
Our calendars are packed. They leave us drained and overwhelmed. Our schedules are chaotic. Our mind is chaotic.
You know, when you were a kid, certainly when I was a kid, of course, I was a kid maybe a little longer ago with a gray beard, but we had free time. You know, we didn't have soccer practice followed by karate practice, followed by piano lessons, followed by bed, followed by getting up in the morning, followed by getting your report done before school, followed by going to school, followed by crazy. We had free time and we just imagined things.
Mm-hmm.
We just played, we goofed off. And that is important.
So important. I feel children, my children too, lack that precious time where they are allowed to use their imagination. Since I came up with the rule for my 6-year-old, absolutely no electronics during the week, he plays. He will go and he will play for over an hour in a corner with a pile of, it doesn't even have, it can be markers, it can be paper that he's
couple of toys.
He's cutting, paper men out with.
Lots of imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, we live in the innovation age. Our livelihood, all of us, and especially our children's livelihood, really is going to be dependent on their imagination because it's innovation that's going to continue our society. The industrial age is over. We're not going to be making stuff anymore, unfortunately. Those jobs are never coming back. It's going to be our imaginations that move us forward in the world.
So screen time is not only a problem for children, it's obviously a problem for us.
Yep.
It doesn't take long where you check your email you're going to check one email and then it leads to maybe checking a social media page and all of a sudden 45 minutes later, you're still on your phone.
Yeah.
And you didn't even realize it. And this wasted time loop of all these activities keeps us stuck in this pattern. It gives us no time for self-care, for reflection, for changing our behaviors.
Yep. And having imagination, as we just talked about. An imaginary life sounds weird, doesn't it? But part of a rich, beautiful life is having an imagination and imagining the wonderful things that can be and then making them come to life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just drudgery all the time, you don't have the opportunity for that imaginary time, that imagining time to create that magical life.
No, and I know times where I get stuck in social media. I look at all these things other people are doing, and it not only takes away from my own imagination, but it leaves me feeling like I have less than.
Yeah, less than, instead of creating your own world of beauty.
Mm-hmm. So what do? 5 simple steps.
So before we get to those 5 simple steps, remember, please subscribe, hit the bell. At the end, you're going to have the opportunity to subscribe to our community, where there's free webinars and quick Q&As and all kinds of fun stuff that we're going to be doing in the future and presently. So what are those 5 steps?
I like to start with simplifying your home. Step 1 is simplifying the surroundings around you, whether it's your home, whether it's your vehicle. Declutter. Look at, and before we even declutter, I'm sorry, we have to clean, because it is impossible to declutter when everything is a mess. So you do have to go through those areas and to clean them first, and then you can declutter. Look at items. They take up space and they take up energy. Ask yourself, does this item bring me joy?
I like to say, hold it in your hands, or be present with it. It goes back to that. Do you have time to be present? Be present with this item. Is this item important? Is it bringing joy? And if the answer is, or functionality, if it's not bringing joy or functionality, it shouldn't be in your life.
No, it's taking up space.
Yeah. Uh-oh. she's looking at me when she's saying that.
And I think our home, a big thing is our wardrobes. We have, me included, this is a step I still need to do. We need to go through our wardrobes. We have so many articles of clothing that I know I waste time trying on things I know that I really want to wear, but I'm never going to wear them. You can get away with 30 articles. I know you can.
And everybody has their place of joy. And if your thing is having clothes, okay, well, then have clothes. But maybe your thing isn't books, but you've got 1 million books. My thing's books, but I'm trying to convert those books to all electronic and just a few precious books that I'm going to keep. I've gotten rid of probably hundreds of books. I still have hundreds because I'm a reader. But I live in the electronic age. I shouldn't need to own physical books anymore.
Or you need to add on a library.
No, I'm not doing that.
So this step, obviously, you could have an entire episode on.
And we will.
Step 2, simplify your calendar.
Yeah, like I said earlier, we overschedule our kids. We overschedule ourselves. We have this weird idea that if we're not doing something, our self-worth is lower. Have you ever gone to a friend's house who was just chill? And then you go to the friend's house who has to be up and busy. They have to be, do you want something? Do you want something? Do you want something? Here, have some cookies. Have this, have that. Which place is more enjoyable? Well, cookies, obviously.
They both
but
have their
if
place.
yeah, they do. But if you can just go someplace and everybody's chill and you're just having a good time and you're having a conversation versus this scurrying. We're not squirrels. We're human beings. Let's slow down.
Sometimes you have to say no if you want to be able to say yes. Again, time is time. There's only so much time.
There is only so much time, and I'm trying to get off of my leg because it's going to sleep.
And he's going to fall over. So with time, I think it's important to have routines. We have an AM routine, and I'm also trying to incorporate a PM routine. You want to talk about the AM routine?
We're going to do a whole video on the AM routine very soon. So why don't you tell us, because I think that PM routine is really important.
It's sitting down at night before I go to bed, kind of looking at my next day and deciding what are my 6 most important list. So the 6 most important things I need to accomplish tomorrow. Step number 3, simplify your goals. How many goals do you have currently right now?
Well, I currently have about 4 right now.
Close. So that's really good I recommend 2 to 3.
2 to 3.
I think 2 to 3, if you keep 2 to 3 goals, you're more likely to achieve those. If you have 10 goals, you're likely to not be able to, you're going to spread out your energy to all those different goals and you're not going to accomplish them. You're going to continue to have 10 projects that are not completed. So 2 to 3 goals. One of those, it would be nice if you were doing something for yourself, whether it's some self-growth or taking some classes.
So 3 goals so that you stay focused.
Mhm.
And those goals, you want to really focus on importance, not urgency. We've talked about that in the past. So urgency is just a sort of a black hole into which you throw your time, but important things. So, getting the kids ready for their next adventure, or getting, whether that's school or a vacation, or making sure that there's healthy food in the house. That's the immediate goal, then an intermediate goal and a long-term goal, and focus on those and get them accomplished. And then once one is accomplished,
You can add one.
you can add one.
Mm-hmm. Step 4, declutter your mind.
Oh, that's going to be a big one.
Yeah, it is. We forget about a lot of our clutter comes from up here.
Yeah.
We complicate our lives with our mind. Declutter your mind. Mindfulness, meditation.
Yeah. Meditate, walk. I like to do what I call mindful walks, which is simply walking with the goal of staying present during the walk, not, thinking about, I should be balancing my checkbook, or, oh gosh, I should do this or that, or the other thing. No, it's stay present in the walk.
Mm-hmm.
Stay present in your meditation. Stay present during your day. The goal of meditation is not to sit on a mountaintop all by yourself. The goal of meditation is to bring presence to all of your life, so that you're always present. So, when you find yourself being scattered out and hyper and frenzied, well, try to bring yourself back.
Life is only right now.
Yep. I like to say, if you have one foot in the past, one foot in the future, you've got nothing to stand on right now. And you need both feet right now.
So step 5, the final step. End the time-wasting activities that keep you in the loop.
So what does that mean?
Social media. You have to turn off those notifications. You have to schedule time in your day, because we all want to check it. We want to keep up with our messages, but it's really important. This is where routine comes in. Schedule that time in. Schedule time in when you're going to check your emails, check your social media, do the things that you need to do for your personal life, obviously.
Instead of being one of Pavlov's dogs that responds every time the thing dings or vibrates, schedule it. I'm going to do it for 30 minutes at X o'clock and 30 minutes at, later on. 30 minutes twice a day is plenty.
And set your alarm.
Yeah.
You have to set your alarm once you're in it.
Yeah, right. Give yourself 30 minutes. Don't say, well, I'll remember, because 45 minutes later you go, oh yeah, just 2 more things. And then another 45 minutes later.
So this is really important, because all of that extra time that we spend doing these mindless activities, we can be incorporating those things that we really love, or even just time for self-care, reflection. Those taking time for that is what's going to really help us get out of that habitual loop that we are in.
Yep. And it really all is about your mind. Declutter
in
your mind. Okay.
Easy to say out here.
Easy to say out here. This is Just Be Well, the channel about whole life wellness, and I have to show you Half Dome. Let's see if we can get there's North Dome. Oh, it's just so bright over there. Oh, well, you can just see the top of it peeking out right there. That's the top of Half Dome. So here we are in beautiful Yosemite Valley, and we're signing off for today.